Hi, and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Cassia. On this channel, we discuss all aspects of the ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. Today, we're going to be doing the reading for Aquarius for the month of January. This is going to be for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising signs, as well as the cross-watcher of the Aquarian. Clear. And so this is a general reading. It's not going to resonate with everybody. Take what fits and leave the rest. This reading could apply to you. It could apply to somebody else in your life. So swap it around however it fits, but do not stretch it too fit. If it doesn't resonate, check out your other sign placements. If you don't know what those are, go to a website such as Astro.com, plug in your birth information, and a chart will be created for you. On this channel, I put out the readings throughout the month of January. I'm just getting started right now. You guys are the second ones. And so your other sign placements may not be out as of yet, but I definitely encourage you to check back. And check out any reading that resonates. If it pulls you in, if it draws you in, there may be a message in there for you. We have all of the signs somewhere in our astrological chart, and we hold all of those archetypes and energies within us. All right, first card out for you guys is the 7th house partners. And so this is something that's been coming up a lot. We've all been going through it. All of these highly transformational energies, especially throughout this whole year. We had the Venus retrograde. We've had the Mars retrograde. We've had just, with these last eclipses and these full moons especially, a lot of focus on partnerships. And so it's no surprise that this energy is coming through, really understanding and evaluating the partnerships in your lives. And this could be romantic, this could be business. There's all different types of partnerships. And let's see, we'll see what other information can we get on this 7th house card before we maybe do some tarot. Yeah, with the Libra card coming out next to that, which is all about harmony, balance, and relationships. So you guys really learning and seeking how to find that harmony and how to find that balance in relationships. And I'm feeling also like that balance between yourself and the other. And like, where do I draw that line, right? What is interdependency versus codependency? What is healthy versus unhealthy? How do we establish good boundaries? And I mean, for you guys, Aquarius, traditionally speaking, I mean, depending on whatever else you have in your chart, you guys are generally pretty good with boundaries and stuff like that. You're a fixed air sign. You can be very logical when you approach things. I feel like for some of you guys, it's like the partners that came into your life during this cycle of growth almost kind of like threw off your equilibrium because you were so used to making those logical decisions and choices, and something sort of overrode that logic for you and put you almost in sort of an unbalanced state that you weren't used to, where you were a lot more open, you were a lot more vulnerable, possibly giving of yourself in ways that you hadn't before. And this really allowed you to see aspects of yourself that you hadn't seen before, and really understood areas where maybe you were off balance, where you didn't even realize that you were off balance when it comes to the ways that you interacted with others. But ultimately, these partnerships were just teaching you more about what was on balance or off balance within yourself that you can now sort of address or correct, right? Because our outer relationships are a reflection of what's going on internally. And we have the Yaw Destiny card here. And so I feel like some of you guys, like some of these people that came into your life, and the reason that they were able to shake you and move you in a way that you hadn't been shaken or moved before, was because there was this sense of fate or destiny involved. It was like these were not just random, these were soulmates. These were people that came into your life, soulmates of all different kinds, right? That came into your lives to really teach you something, to really like when we have a deep soul connection with somebody, right, of any kind, right? We have all different types of labels that we like to use. We like to use karmic partners, twin flame partners, all of these different things, right? Whatever, who cares about the labels? The point is, when you have a deep soul connection with anybody, they really allow you to see more deeply into yourself than you did before, because they get under your skin and under the surface in a way that other people can't. And so I feel like that's what really happened for you. And so it was almost like, I feel like for some of you guys, it's like people came into your reality or back into your reality, that you started kind of looking up twin flame type energy and stuff like that, because you started suspecting and wondering if that's what this person was to you, just because of the intensity of the energy and the way that it hit you in places that other people haven't been able to. There's like childhood wounds and trauma that kind of came up as well. There's like this deep sense of connectedness and love that maybe you hadn't felt before. And so it threw you for a whole loop in a whole lot of different ways and had you kind of like clamoring to find that balance again. And then the water element, sensing. Yeah, it really brought you deep into your feels and deep into your emotions in a way that maybe you hadn't been used to before. And I feel like this has been a year for you guys of this. It's been in a lot of different ways. If I look back at some of the Aquarian videos in my mind, I'm sort of like going through them right now. And there's been a lot of different ways and a lot of different scenarios that have really pushed you guys to get more into your feels, into your emotions this year, but also more deeply into your intuition. Feeling and sensing with your intuition. It's like a lot of these this situation with this person or whatever, person, people, whatever, it really kind of got you because it was really hard to make sense of completely on the outside. So you had to really feel in with your intuition a lot. You really had to try to feel into the situation and understand and sense it from that place beyond words. Right? And there's the Aquarius I know energy coming out. So it's like it was more of a knowing than anything else. It wasn't anything that you could quite put your finger on, but you had this knowing and this understanding that this relationship was significant, was very significant. And there was almost like this energy of at times it's been so, and this could still be going on for you guys. This energy was so tiring and so intense in the way that it presented and the things that it was showing you, that at some points you really kind of just wanted to run for the hills, right? Anytime Aquarians, and these are generalizations, of course, it depends on whatever else you have in your chart, like I said, but really get into that feeling space sometimes, they can want to bolt for the hills because that's not a place that's super, super comfortable. And so it really, you had to tap into, there was like just like this knowing there that there was more work to do, that there was more to learn from this person. And so you stuck with it and you stayed with it, and you may still be in the middle of this right now. And if you were able to learn and grow together, then that's absolutely beautiful. And so we have the 4th house coming out with Mars, force. And so this is like the childhood, right? This is the childhood wounds, all of that deep-seated energy that they're bringing up for you. A lot of healing being done around the family. It's empowerment. It's the childhood wounds, the belief systems, all of this stuff, your conception and understanding of love, as well as sexuality, desire, your will, right? A lot of, I'm feeling like kind of a power struggle energy a little bit, this energy of really like stepping into your own empowerment kind of energy. Also like a lot of that, just that intensity of sort of like conflict and really understanding when you got into these conflicts or you got into these squabbles or these power trips or whatever was going on, that there was a lot like that came from your childhood, from your roots. There were roots. You're looking at the root. That's what this is about more than anything else. Getting to the root of the situation. Where is this energy coming from? When I feel this desire to get up and run, when I feel this like fight or flight type energy, when I'm being triggered, right? What is that? Where did that start? What is that trigger showing me? What is that teaching me? Where did that come from? And how can I uproot that so that doesn't exist in my life anymore? So these are the kinds of things that this person was showing you, and it's bringing you into a deeper understanding of yourself. Yeah. And for some of you guys, it brought about this really fierce need to really reassert your independence. But at the same time, it's like, it also has been teaching some of you this process of like how you can be independent. It's like we talked about, I think I threw out the terms, right? Codependency and interdependency. What is the difference between those different things, right? How can I have one without the other? Like just a lot of that independent energy, and really like just seeing and knowing more of the truth about yourself. The truth about yourself, the truth of what needed to be healed. And so this is super, super intense energy, you guys, that you guys have been working with. And just understand the labels of our relationships don't really matter. It's all about the energy, and it's all about how we're learning and growing and what's being taught to us, and really understanding what the lesson is, right? Once we understand what the lesson is, it's much easier to learn that and then to move through that. Until sometimes we have soul contracts with people, and until we learn the lesson, that contract isn't really complete. And so it's all about learning and knowing. And I want to see if any other cards come out. We have the 11th house friends, so more of that Aquarius energy. And then we have the South Node, life's debts, and solar eclipse revolution. And so what I'm feeling is, yeah, just a lot of karmic energy that you've been clearing out. A lot of karmic energy, a lot of past energy that no longer suits you or serves you, that's being cleared out. It's like, for some of you guys, it felt like entire groups that you were associated with and friends. There's like a falling out of those energies. It's like a lot of those old energies and these old relationships are transforming or leaving. And then all of the, like, this new tumultuous energy comes in and shakes everything up. So really it's like this pressure cooker that really forced you guys to grow and evolve for some of you guys, like way past your comfort zone, which is really, truly interesting. And I want to look at the friends. I'm being drawn to take a quick look in the book here with the 11th house energy. Let's see. Don't walk behind me, I may not lead. Don't walk in front of me, I may not follow. Just walk beside me and be my friend. So it's like autonomy. It's like, not autonomy. What's the word I'm looking for? Reciprocity. Equal energy. That's what you're really learning and working towards, is having equal energy, right? Being equals. Nobody's above, nobody's below. Everyone is on the same level, right? That's the energy. That's the energy that you're seeking. And with this power play energy too, these power dynamics, that's another thing. It's like that balance, right? Finding that balance where neither one has to be right. Neither one has to be the winner, right? You guys, and once again, generality, but you guys, when it says Aquarius, I know, it's because you guys know, and you know. And because you know, anybody else who thinks they know must be wrong if what they know is different than what you know. And so it's, and so it's that kind of energy too coming through, where it's like you were learning how that give and take process. And you were learning like the importance, I feel like, for some of you guys, of like, do I want to be right or do I want to be happy? And yeah, just this energy of, yeah, it's that power play energy, those power dynamics, that struggle there, and releasing some of that energy and just being in that, on that area of common ground, that calm, even keeled energy where we're working together, right? Cooperatively with one another. Yeah, it's been a lot of you guys learning how you connect to other people. What do those connections look like? What are those connections teaching you, right? And what is the old energy and the old ways that you've had of interacting and connecting with people that are ready to be shed so that you can emerge fresh and new? Yeah. Yeah. Anything else? Yeah. Yep. And between that and the 4th house card, I'm also feeling for some of you guys, this may have been a person from your past that showed up as well. Whether this was an old love interest that suddenly got really intense this time around, or maybe it was intense last time and is just as intense this time. Or whether this is like an old friend or just somebody from your past showing back up to really shake things up again and really get you almost like bringing back to the surface some old wounds and some old things that you hadn't really processed or fully healed so that you could then move through that. So that's an energy as well that's coming out here. But just a lot of learning that you've been doing through your relationships, through gaining relationships, through losing relationships, right? Through the way that relationships have been transforming and the transformational process that they have had on you. And so I want to look real quick at clear. Tell me about some of these lessons that need to be learned through these soul contracts so that they can be completed. What is Aquarius learning right now? And we've touched on some of that, but I'm going to see what else comes up here. What is Aquarius learning right now? Yeah. And so we have the Justice card coming out. This is fairness. This is balance, right? A lot of that Libra energy coming through. Fairness, balance, seeing the different sides. I almost feel like seeing the different sides of a situation, right? That equilibrium. So a lot of that fairness, right? All of that energy coming through. We also have the Five of Wands. So this is like conflict. This is like learning how to disagree. Everything we said, right? Learning how to disagree with someone, but not have to have that turn into a fight. Like seeing from other people's perspectives and seeing and understanding through a different lens, through a different scope. And then this energy of being, the energy of allowing yourself to be free, right? Allowing yourself to be like the Fool, like this fresh new energy, approaching situations from a fresh new viewpoint, really with that childlike innocence. It's like you guys have been learning part of this process, even though it's been super intense, like the focus or the point has been to help you to regain a sense of your innocence, a sense of your purity. It's like healing some of this childhood stuff is helping you to regain or reconnect with your inner child and that sense of purity and wonder that your inner child has, right? It's also been a lot of you learning your own values and morals. What are your ideals? What are your values? What are your morals, right? And how can you stand up for those with integrity while still allowing and hearing other viewpoints and other ideas? Right? How flexible can you be with that? There's like an energy of flexibility, right? You're a fixed sign. So flexibility is not something that necessarily comes naturally for you. I'm actually wanting to pull a couple Moonology cards too. Let's clear. Talk some more about these lessons that Aquarius has been learning. I feel like justice, mercy, forgiveness as well coming through. And you see how she's mirrored in this card, right? And so it's that energy of understanding that everything's a mirror. This is like, I feel like her shadow. Like really seeing and understanding some of that shadow energy and seeing how that's playing out in your life. And a lot of our shadow comes out when people disagree with us, when people stir things up in us that we didn't want to see, that we didn't want to acknowledge. When we're in the position where we have to forgive someone, right? Okay, so we have Libra coming out again, man. Some of you may be dealing with a Libra. Some of you, it's just this fairness and balance and this ability of the ability to come to be in harmonious relation with others. The ability to see other sides, other perspectives, to be in harmonious relationship with others, and to find that balance, to find that common ground, that coming through louder than anything right now, right? With the full moon in Libra energy, right? How to find that win-win outcome, right? It's not like every situation doesn't have to be there's a winner and there's a loser, right? I'm right and you're wrong. Sometimes both people can be right. Both people can win. You are good enough. So a lot of lessons around valuing yourself, knowing your worth, knowing that what you deserve and what you are worthy of. So like issues of confidence. Yeah, especially we got we have the full and the new moon in Virgo card. A time to give rather than take. So a lot of that Virgo energy coming strong too. So it's like, where have you been overly critical, overly harsh, overly judgmental? Not just necessarily of others, but of yourself, right? Where can you cut yourself a little slack? Where can you cut others a little slack? Where can you see and understand your worth and really like demand that is reflected in the outside world, but do that in a way that's loving and compassionate? And where can you give? Is there a situation where instead of looking at what you could be getting, you could be looking at what you could be giving, and really seeing how when you transform your energy, a situation can transform, right? That generosity of spirit coming through. Any other lessons? What do you need to release? So it's really showing you the aspects of yourself that you're ready to uncover, right? So that you can release them and let them go. Old habits, old ways of seeing things, old ways of interacting, right? a lot of this energy of interacting, learning how to come into harmonious balance with others. And this is going to be really important for your own happiness, as well as like your life purpose and what it is that you're meant to be doing, because that's going to require, right? Like Aquarius energy is that energy of collaboration. But like in order for Aquarius to collaborate, Aquarius first has to be like move through that sense of like learning who you are, but then also learning this, what you've been learning right now, how to be flexible, how to bend, how to see from other viewpoints, to see other sides of scenarios, and how to like allow energies to complement each other. All of these, the agreeing to disagree, the like constructively and calmly working through viewpoints. All of this stuff is the stuff that you're needing to learn so that you can then collaborate effectively and really move forward with whatever your mission or your purpose is going to be. And so what are you ready to release as far as issues of worthiness go, issues of whatever, needing to be right, issues of what have you been holding on to emotionally? What belief systems have you been holding on to? What wounds have you been holding on to? And are you ready to release those and let those go? And if you would like assistance with this, please reach out to me. I have a whole bunch of different services. I do really powerful energy healings. I work with angelic beings and other beings of light. I also do personal readings, theta healing, a whole bunch of different things. We can work through some of this stuff if you would find that helpful. But yeah, this is like some seriously transformative energy for you guys that really is preparing you to take that next step, to take that next leap, right? And where some of this energy has been building, there's definitely a climax approaching. But when we have a lot of this full moon energy here, this is all about releasing. So it really is like release what needs to be released, so that it's not like that fuse, right? Like the fuse that's lit and is just ticking down until the bomb explodes. Like we want to avoid that happening if at all possible, because there is a lot of explosive energy here. But it's like channeling that in a productive way. Yeah. I'm going to pull a Sacred Rebels card for you guys to close. Clear. All right. One card to close for Aquarius. Aquarius, January 2021. What is some closing guidance for Aquarius? Closing guidance for Aquarius. We have the world wants to be written. The word wants to be written. And every journey starts with a single step. That's a beautiful card right there. And more with the butterflies. So much butterfly energy coming through in the last few days. You might have been taught that creativity is something you have to work hard to access, or that finding your life purpose is so difficult that you must search high and low for it. Yet what you are is within you and wants to come out at every available opportunity. You don't have to struggle so much. It is more about allowing space for it to manifest and to let the energy flow. The real struggle is not in finding something. It is more about letting go of the idea that you need to search for your path in the first place. You see, the process of activating your life path is a natural one. The effort is in getting out of the way, not in making something happen. As for being yourself, that is the foundation from which your life path will reveal itself. Being yourself comes easier when you give yourself permission to love, honor, and accept yourself in all circumstances. Remember, you are good enough. Especially the ones where you might be more tempted to reject and judge. Give the sacred rebel within the opportunity to decide your values, irrespective of whether they meet with general social acceptance. And that's your natural way of being, right? Is to not worry so much about that. So really being called more toward your true nature, which then, of course, is going to draw you towards your life path. This oracle brings you the message that what you are dreaming of or seeking to do, create, live, or manifest is actually very natural for you. This is why you want to do it. If you experienced controlling and manipulative forces as you were growing up, you would have found it hard to access your natural state at the time. You would have been too busy trying to adapt and get through the trials of childhood, which is why there's been so much childhood healing going on for you. When you finished navigating childhood and started to let go of who you were taught to be in order to become who you really are, you may have found your life path was not easily accessible. That is simply because your true and natural self was covered by layers of shame from the early conditioning that you had to be other than you are in order to win love or be acceptable. However, that natural self hasn't gone anywhere. It is still there within you. Now it is just about chipping away at the walls of shame, perhaps with a defiant, who the hell cares? I am here and I am going to love myself anyway. This allows you to risk bearing the feeling of any shame that arises as you release old emotional wounds and break away from any restraints to unconditional self-love. The sacred rebel within can empower you to love yourself no matter what, simply because you want to. You might decide to declare, I am still lovable, so put that in your pipe and smoke it. This will send an energetic message to whoever shamed you in the first place, whether they meant to or not. Your message could be going to a parent, school teacher, sibling, friend, lover, or anyone else that was struggling enough with their own shame wound that they couldn't help but dump it on you. You can be freed to realize that the shame is just an emotion, not a truth. And you can defy any hold it ever has had on you and your ability to love yourself. This oracle brings you the guidance that you are now powerful enough to break the cycle. It is time to stop the shame and claim yourself in love instead. What you want to write, sing, dance, or become is you. It is natural. Drop your defenses, get into the grit, and confront the power that any old shaming has had over you. It's finished now. It is time for you to be naked with yourself, acknowledge how gorgeous you are, and get on with your work. Life is urging you to do so because the work wants to happen. What you want to create wants to be created. The word wants to be written. You just need to let go of any remnants of the past that have been in your way. Step firmly over them and onto your path. And then every journey begins with a single step. So just take that first step on your path. Just take that first step toward doing what is authentically you, and watch as everything else unfolds from there, right? We all have to start somewhere. And so it's not about trying to understand how the whole journey is going to unfold. It's just about beginning that journey and not being afraid to do so, because you are ready. Everything that's we've been talked about in this reading is preparing you on a deeper level to be ready for that expression of your soul purpose, to walk your path, right? To walk your path without shame, to walk your path knowing that you are good enough, that you are worthy, and to really not listen to anybody who says any different. And so a lot of these relationships, these circumstances have been triggering these wounds and these aspects within you that are ready to be healed, so that you can move up and out of that energy and really move forward in the direction of your dreams. So I really love that for you. That is beautiful, beautiful energy. Like I said, reach out to me if you require any assistance. I would be very honored to provide whatever assistance I can. My email is in the description box below. If you like this video, like this video. If you want to catch more videos, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell with the little squigglies to get all the notifications. We do videos on all different types of Ascension-related topics, as well as these monthly zodiac readings, daily readings on the energies, all kinds of fun stuff. So if you like the vibe, join the tribe. There are also links to donate down below if you feel so moved to do so. Comment, let me know how this video is resonating. Let me know how January is feeling for you guys. And like I said, if this doesn't resonate at the beginning of the month, watch it again at the end and see if it does resonate then. If you are drawn to it, it may very well resonate. But like I said, it's a general reading, and so it's not going to be for every single person. I love you. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful, wonderful start to 2021, and I will talk to you soon.